Marley, we doing a trade or what?
Man, stop trying to hustle me for my players, I'll make a decision.
Okay, well, this pod.
This pod?
This pod.
Is that deadline?
Yeah.
Waiver wire.
We're doing
Waiver wire trade.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have an answer for you by the Arsenal game.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Well, whilst Marley G is pondering over this trade I put to him, which we'll get you up to speed on soon, welcome back to Draft, boys. You're hearing a little different voice at the start of this pod because we got Whitey away. You got Heato on the mic. Marley G is here as always.
I'm here.
How we doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. I think Whitey might have left the country because he got 24 in this game week. And he's like, you know what? I just got to leave town.
Look, I would say I'd do that runner too, but I would have left a long time ago based off my scores. So,
You're in it for the long game, huh?
Yeah, long game, mate. Long game. I'm not always Thomas the Tank.
No, you're not. You're coming up the ranks at the moment.
I'm slowly getting there. I think I'm, about only 20 points off
Third? Yeah. I've been seeing you.
Yeah?
I've been up on my perch just having a look.
Is that why you're taking so long on our trade?
Yeah. I need to decide if I'm going to screw myself or not.
Well, your other trade this season has screwed you a little bit.
It has, and it's definitely it's been killing me. So Chilwell's injured now; he's out, and Sterling's killing it.
Yeah.
So
Sterling and Allison went the other way, and yeah, brutal.
But I got Ramsdale sitting on my thing, which is part of the trade that you've offered me, which we'll get to later.
Yeah, definitely. Well, mate, whilst we're on the topic of points, do you want to talk through your points this week?
Yeah. So, as the ever consistent pattern in my teams this year, my defense has been keeping me alive.
100%.
I've been killing it. I picked up Tierney this week after his 12-digit haul the week before.
Yeah.
Backed it up with another 12.
Copy and paste, motherfucker.
So I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
But, Cancelo, Van Dijk, Edison. I picked up Dalot as well. And he got me a little cheeky return.
Copy, my man, you made another pick.
I know. That was because of you.
Cheeky.
I gave you shit for your Maguire pickup. So I thought, hold on. I might get on this little United clean sheet train. And so it was just Alonso got me an assist as well. Obviously, he got the pen as well, which kind of killed me.
But still, man, carrying you through with a solid 52.
Yep, so I got 52. So how'd you go?
Mate, I just pipped you with 55.
Well done, mate.
I made a double United defender pickup this week, which was a bit interesting.
Strong.
Tellez and Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
Last minute pick for Maguire, but I thought, you know what? Let's see what happens here. Had a room to move. So
a couple of bones for him as well.
Paid off there. Robbo back in the action with 8 points for me. I also made a cheeky pickup of Mbeumo.
I did see that
this week.
I just dropped him,
Yeah. I just thought for this one fixture against Watford in this run, I'm like, he's probably the best option for me, maybe.
Are you going to keep him?
I don't think so. It was very much a 1 game week transfer and it was a pen too. We'll talk about him soon though. He was quite lively.
Yeah, he was.
But and then a few assists from Barnes, Bernardo Silva, Ronnie, my boy, taking the pen. So pretty nice spread.
Well done, actually. You've been having a lot of consistent weeks.
I have. I'm really happy with how my team's going at the moment. But speaking of how we're going, how did we go with our picks this week?
Predictions. We got 5 out of 9 because that Spurs game got cancelled.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So it's more than 50%.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
We'll take that.
How funny would it be if we get it when Whitey's away and we just get 20K? We're just like, sorry, bro, you weren't part of it.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
We might throw him a bone.
Throw him a bone.
Chicky K or something, Shut up.
I was going to suggest buying him some KFC or something.
Maybe just a feed.
Yeah, just a family feed.
Dirty bird.
So good. Well, mate, there's only 2 of us this week, but it's come on your schedule, so I get to be nice and, pampered this week with Snack Chat.
Yeah, I'm actually on Snack Chat this week. That's a good, nice little segue for our acting host here. Thank you, Mr.
You're
Thomas.
welcome, mate. I'm looking forward to this. I'm very thirsty this week.
All right, well, I've grabbed the
I'll try and drink
snack
for 2.
first just because I've just reached around the back and I've got Oreos.
Oh, hells yeah.
Straight from the pantry.
Oh.
An open pack.
Yeah.
I scoffed half of them last night
Okay,
when I was
good.
a bit tasty.
I'm glad you're eating them last night and they're not 4 months old.
No,
nice
just
and stale.
fresh in the
Fresh,
Tupperware
love
from
it.
last
Love
last
a good
night.
Oreo.
So nibble on one of them, and I've actually got to make the drinks.
Oh,
So
I've
I've
got to
bought-
make them.
I bought white rum.
Okay.
It's delicious, actually.
Yeah.
It's a Ben Lee
Ben Lee. I've never heard of that brand
Australian
before.
rum,
Hells yeah.
and I'm mixing it with a Fanta.
Oh,
And as you can see, I've got these classy cocktail glasses.
you certainly do.
And I'm
And chuck a
gonna
bit of ice in there.
I'm going ghetto classy.
Oh, you are going
As-
ghetto class.
You know I like to do that.
Oh, hell yeah.
So
Mate, that's going to be written on your tombstone.
ghetto classy.
Myles. Ghetto classy.
He was good at ghetto
He
classy.
was the most ghetto classy bloke you'd ever know.
Actually, probably.
Yeah. I feel like that sums you up perfectly, you know? You're a classy bloke, you know, or you used to, you know, drive around with an old bomb,
Yeah,
VW Golf. You got a new one now.
I do have a.
So you just you're classing up that side of your life,
That's it.
but then you're still drinking Fanta and rum. So there's the ghetto,
It's a street life.
the street life. Oh, I smell that rum.
It's really nice, actually.
Well, mate, I'm going to rate your Oreos. I don't even need to taste one because you can tell I'm just talking away.
Yeah.
Because I just know what it's going to taste like. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to give you a 9.5
Oh, sweet.
on the Oreos.
They're classic.
They're so good. You can't go wrong.
I'll take that.
And then on the drink, oh, it smells good.
Yeah, you have a drink of that. Ooh. Maybe I poured a bit too much.
Oh, no, that's okay. It's a good
good?
mix. Yeah, I like the mix. Interesting. I think once the ice chills a little bit more, I can feel it coming on. But I'm going to give that a solid 8.5.
Yeah, I'd give that like
Yeah.
a 10, so that's fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, now that we lick it up, the lips are loose, lips are wet,
Yeah.
let's dive into this game.
Let's do it.
So this week's a little bit different. We're recording on the eve of Game Week 17,
Yep.
as this week is another mental schedule. So we're going to talk a little bit about Game Week 16, just because there's some spicy goals, there's some good results. We like to watch the players, see who's looking good.
A couple of formation decisions.
Yeah, we're going to shout out who we were interested in for this game week, but also very much think about Game Week 18 now. So we're talking about 2 game weeks, looking at this run of fixtures. So bigger picture today, boys.
And girls.
And girls.
You know.
And girls. We're the draft boys, but...
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
we'll see.
We've got a very broad audience.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, we got Laura Southey. Remember Southey?
Oh, Southey, yes.
Yeah, big Southey.
Shout out Southey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who else,
So
but
so
my
we're-
missus listens.
Oh, that's good. So
And-
we're breaching different genders,
That's it.
random Scandinavian countries, some US. Shout out to the US peeps driving those numbers for us.
And a little teaser, we might have our first female podder on the pod next week.
Southey.
Yeah, Southey, come on. No, I've been talking to the missus.
Oh, yeah?
My missus, Sarah, and she's an FPL player. She just
Yeah.
plays budget.
Yep.
But she might be coming on to replace Whitey.
Okay, I think we need some female perspective on this
So
pod.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Let's get the socials up, get a bit of
Yeah, get a bit of hype, bit of love out for Sarah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Possibly next week.
Awesome. We'll grill her as well on our team.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll pit you two against each other. We'll see. So let's jump into this first game. We've just found out today, Brentford Man United been cancelled.
Yeah.
The spicy cough.
So they might actually not play on the weekend as well, which would be game week 18 that we would be talking about. But we'll chat about it anyway.
We're talking very hypothetical now, but let's have a little quick chat about Brentford. They versed Watford.
They did.
They won 2-1. We spoke about my boy Mbeumo before taking the pen to win it. But yeah, what do you think of Brentford this week, mate?
Well, I mean, to come back from 1-0 down, especially in a scrap against Watford, who's probably your main one of their main competitors this
100%.
year, showed a lot of resilience, I thought. And I thought that they played really well in the second half, actually. So, we've seen Jansen's name pop up a little bit this season.
We have a bit, yeah.
So that was interesting. And it was very surprising, as you mentioned, for Mbeumo owners, for him to jump on that pen.
Well, it's normally Tony, isn't it? So with him being out, I think it's very much short term.
Yep.
But he had a nice curler shot earlier.
He did.
Did you see that one?
Yeah,
Woo!
I did.
I love a left-footed boys, a fellow left-footer player. Love seeing my lefties come out and shine.
Yeah, that's interesting because you're right-handed, aren't you?
Well, I golf right-handed. So
You're ambidextrous.
So if I'm doing things with two hands, golf, cricket, whatever it may be, drumming, right-handed, guitar, right-handed. But if I'm throwing, single hand, tennis, writing, left-handed
man
boy.
of all talents, Heato. I
Right.
learned something new about you.
Look, us lefties are
once a week.
forced to learn the right way so that we're good at both ways.
Well, that's tricky.
I can go both ways. I can turn left.
Well, I hope not both ways in all areas of your life because,
Oh,
I'd
mate,
be a
we're
bit
open.
worried.
We're an open podcast. We're open.
Let's get back to it. So, besides from, your usual players, I thought that, Brentford is an interesting one. I think that if you've got the likes of Mbeumo, Maybe Tony, you're just holding. But, Janssen's popped up there a little bit, which could be an option. What's their fixtures looking like?
So Man United obviously not happening at all. Then they've got Southampton, which I think is a good fixture for them because Southampton are not looking great. We'll get onto them soon, but some interesting keeper going on there. But we'll see if that game happens. But then after that, it's Brighton, City, Villa, Liverpool. So really rough run, particularly with Villa's form picking back up.
Yeah.
I'm not really liking them. I'm going to drop Mbeumo because I just don't think he's strong.
Yeah.
Moving forward, no matter the attacking. Watford was a one-off, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So we can probably move on from Brentford. Let's talk about United for a bit because I think there's a few interesting points. Their first 11, he's been a little bit consistent at the back there.
Yeah. He's kept a lot of consistency, really, with that 4-2-2-2-2 running throughout the team. I don't know if rotation's going to start happening. I was a little bit worried coming into this Brentford game, worrying about the likes of Tellez, who I picked up. I don't know if he's going to rotate because Shaw played the Champions League game. That's now taken out of my hands, but he seems to be the favoured defender. Dallo as well. There's a couple of pieces coming out from Gary Neville, for example, talking about how they've got a lot more industry in them, coming back and forth, a lot more creative options than Wan-Bissaka. So they might hold their places. So this game's suspended. We know it's a huge run of fixtures for them. United assets we want, basically.
Yeah.
Right up until 6th of March, it's basically 2s and 3s on the Premier League side in terms of level of fixture difficulty.
They look really, really good for their fixtures. And I think for United assets, it's just hold and pick up what you can. Get the scraps in defence that are probably, maybe there could be a couple of free ones because we've seen that, the likes of, Dallo and Tellez have been, getting some Premier League minutes. And, I just want to make one little side note.
Yeah, yeah.
You know how Ronnie won the pen?
Yeah.
How hectic would it be if they get an assist and the pen in FPL?
Oh my God.
Imagine if that was a thing.
That happens a lot.
If you win the pen and then you take the
Salah
pen.
won his pen this week.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. It's quite often it's the winner of the pen that happens because it's always an attacker tends to take pens.
Exactly.
That would be fucking spicy.
I might send an email.
Yeah, let's make our own site that factors that in. Let's do it.
Coming soon.
But United looked fairly good. Obviously, you'd expect them to bang more goals in against Norwich than that. So I think they're still figuring out their system, but overall, we're still very bullish on United assets.
Yeah, but it starts from the back, and if they can sort out the defensive issues that Ole was having, they're going to score goals.
And De Gea looks really strong too.
He does.
At the moment. So
5 saves this week.
Yeah. I think
is really good.
Yeah, looking at free agents, any potential trades for this run, getting on it.
Would you trade Ronnie?
I wouldn't trade him. I just don't think he's on the table. I had actually the Salah owner reach out to me saying, is Ronnie open for trade?
Really?
And I said, well, mate.
How long ago?
Maybe 4 games before the run started happening, with the fixtures. And I was like, look, to be honest, looking at your team, the only person that has to be in the combo is Salah. I know Salah's better, but...
Oh, right. So he was trying to get
He was
Ronnie
just trying to get Ronnie,
Salah.
but I was like, mate, who could you give me that I would trade Ronnie for? I don't know. It'd have to be 2 good players. Say it'd have to be a Son and a... I don't know.
Would you take, say if someone had Son and Dennis...
Yeah.
For example, because you got to get a striker back.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
That would be.
2 informed good players, but he didn't have that depth. He doesn't really have a lot of depth outside of Salah.
That's true.
In mids and forwards. He has good defenders like Rudiger, but I'm not trading Ronnie away for Rudiger and an average mid.
Yeah, especially the way Chelsea's defense has been going. Yeah.
Rudiger's Anyway, just side note, but I think that's how it shows you how strong he is. But we won't predict that one because we've got 2 random games we're looking at for game week 18. But let's move on.
Yeah.
So Norwich versus Villa is the next game week for 17. And then Norwich is versing West Ham and Villa's versing Burnley. So 2 really nice fixtures for Villa. But let's talk about Norwich very quickly. We just spoke about United.
They had a lot of shots on goal.
They did.
They were forcing De Gea to make the saves, which he did, as we just previously mentioned. And they have had a lot better form in the last month. I'm just still not. I still can't pick up a Norwich player personally.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I should pick up Pookie as that swinging forward position that I do have.
Yeah.
But now I'm holding on to Calvert-Lewin because someone dropped him in our league.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of waiting to see how that one pans out. But besides from that, I don't really have much to say about Norwich.
I don't think so either. I think obviously few chances for Pookie. They seem to rattle Man United a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few interesting areas. Kabak, who is on loan, he was at Liverpool on loan last year as a defender, had 2 headed chances, producing really good saves from De Gea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not crazy about anyone. I think if you've got Pookie, you're kind of just holding because you're in a deep league, but nothing there to really jump about, I think, just yet.
Well, let's talk about Aston Villa, though, because I thought besides, they did lose 1-0 to Liverpool, but I thought they put up a really, really good performance.
They were really strong. Basically, Tyrone Mings was man of the match until he made the pen challenge. Like, they were so strong and solid, and I'm really leaning into Villa moving forward, especially their defense again.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see a little bit of that last season form come back. But yeah, not a lot going forward that game. Obviously, Liverpool containing them until when they needed to start running forward to try and equalise. They were a bit more lively. But I think we all know they're stronger assets.
Yeah.
No one is screaming out to me, really, in that team, to trade for or pick up.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to the deeper leagues out there.
Yep, do it.
So I brought in Douglas Luiz in budget. I play budget as well, as everyone knows. And he's on some corners. He's on a few free kicks. And he plays. He had a bit of an injury for a while.
Yep.
But, he gets the odd assist. And, he might even slot in a goal every now and then. But before, Liverpool ended up, winning the game, his BPS was quite high. So he was the second highest Villa BPS asset.
Okay.
Until obviously Salah scored and stuff, and then that changes everything. But I think that in deeper leagues, just for that fifth mid position, just having him there as backup, not to play him necessarily, but just to have a bit of depth, because we're seeing now with all of these fixtures getting cancelled and things like that, to have a good bench is key.
Yeah.
This week, I think I'm going to probably only have 9 players, maybe 10 if I'm lucky, if I do a trade with you in the end. But yeah, I think Douglas Luiz is a really interesting pickup.
Yeah, I like that shout. And I think the other side where I'm focused from my point of view is I'm ahead of you on the waiver. So I picked up Konsa.
Yeah.
He scored 2 goals the other week, obviously against a very shitty Leicester's defence. But their defence looks really strong, and we've spoken about their fixtures before. Looking at Norwich, Burnley, Chelsea's tough, but then Leeds, Brentford, that's an amazing 5 games.
That's
with
decent,
4 of them being pretty much you'd bank on clean sheets. So I think if there's any free Villa defenders,
jump on, and maybe you might be able to do a short trade potentially. Who knows? But well, let's get a prediction on this. It's a bit harder now with 2 of us, because what do we do if we're split? But
I don't know. So we're just going to predict 17. You think too many if we're going 18?
Yeah. Let's just do this game. Yeah, let's just do
17.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just
then we can put the bet on tonight.
I think Villa.
Yeah.
I'm
with you.
Love that. Beautiful. Whilst you're typing that in, let me move on to the next game. We got City versus Leeds. So City are also versing Newcastle in the next round, and then Leeds are versing Arsenal.
2 tough fixtures for Leeds on the back, but let's talk about City first.
Yeah.
So as previously mentioned, Sterling, he's just continuing this form, just putting that dagger straight into my heart every single game week, it seems.
He sees you vulnerable, mate.
Yeah, it's tough. And I do love the kid as well. But look, anyway, besides from that, I think that Bernardo Silva continued to look good.
Yeah.
He had a shot as well, which I thought he definitely could have scored.
Yeah. But he's opening out a few moments with the curlers, looking for top left. And then also Gundogan had a header saved off the line. So they looked very lively against a strong Wolves defence we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Not surprised it ended up 1-0. We didn't get the upset that Wolves like to run rampant against City.
Traore.
Nightmare.
Yeah. So yeah, I think a bit of a shout out, which won't really matter to Cancelo owners, that he got his 5th yellow, so he's suspended for this game week.
Brutal.
Which is tough for them. Actually, I just realised I've probably even got 8 players now because I was counting him,
mate.
So that's bad. But he'll be back by game week 18 against Newcastle, which you can probably bank on that. And their defense has been good.
Yeah, it has
Actually, you know what? Walker, he gave away that stupid pen in the Champions League, and then Pep didn't play him in this game week.
Yeah.
Zinchenko, actually.
Yeah.
So that could be a little cheeky Zinchenko pickup just while Pep gets over, the Walker issue.
Well, we know also he's going to have to play probably Walker, Zinchenko this week with Cancelo out.
Actually, yeah, it's a
So
good
short-term Zinchenko pickup.
little cheeky Zinchenko, yeah.
I like that. And also, I want to just give a little shout-out to Grealish. He had quite strong XG this game. Had a few poor moments. It seemed like City were just trying to get him a goal.
Yeah.
But we spoke about last time he came back lively. He shouldn't just come back from injury. Again, seeing some stats that back up those good performances from him that we're seeing. So City quite favourable against Leeds, then Newcastle. We're thinking clean sheets look really strong. So jumping on Zinchenko might be your differential pickup there if no one else is free.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Leeds though.
Let's talk about them because they were really good against Chelsea, I thought.
3-2 to Chelsea in the end.
Yeah.
So what did you think watching them?
Look, I thought that they were looking like the Leeds of last year a little bit. There were glimpses of it. I think that maybe because Bamford didn't start this game, did he?
No.
He didn't. He
Got an
didn't.
injury. So after last week talking about how I was happy that he was running, celebrating, throwing his shirt off because he didn't get injured, apparently he got injured in that celebration.
Oh my God.
So he's now gone to unknown return day, which is fucking ball ache for me. But I know that they've got like 4 or 5 games that are shit fixtures Leeds. So I wasn't excited for him until after that run anyway. So I'm just hoping that the injury can recover in that time and then we see that sub-appearance as the fixtures change for them. But I think what I want to shout out from Leeds is I think what you're alluding to with them looking like they're old, that second goal they scored.
Yeah.
So the pen was the first one, bit of a stupid challenge by Alonso. Rafinha taking that one. But the second goal.
Or the Gelhardt goal.
Quick movement, passing around, Tyler Roberts ball into Gelhardt.
Yeah, that was tight.
That was a really nice goal. It kind of ripped you guys open there.
They really did. And what about James as well?
Yeah, winning the pen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's showing a little bit here and there. Definitely a bit more of an option outside of Rafinha, who seemed to have been the only asset lately.
And I've been watching them a little bit closely over the last month or so, and he could have got quite a few assists. He has been putting some good balls in, which haven't been getting converted. So he scored a goal and got an assist in the last 5 game weeks, which isn't the greatest form. But if we have a look at their fixtures, it's just not good for the next month. But I'm just saying, just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Because after, the Villa game, they go City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa. But after that, it's not too shabby. Burnley, West Ham, Newcastle. I mean, there's a few games in there that you might want to jump on.
That look a lot more. Yeah. Well, let's see how they go coming on this game. I think Paddy B offers a new element if he's playing 90 minutes. So let's see what happens over that time. But there's a few little names popping up in there.
So who are you liking for this fixture?
City.
Yeah, me too.
I know they're short on a few players. They've got a couple of injuries and Pep keeps whinging about that, but they're just so strong on Leeds. I don't think they've got it in them.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Brighton versus Wolves. So Brighton didn't play last week. Wolves played City, obviously. And then in terms of their 18 game week fixtures, so Man United versus Brighton, if that game goes ahead. And then Wolves versus Chelsea. So a couple of tough fixtures for Wolves. Brighton we haven't seen much from lately because they've had suspended games. I don't think too much has changed there in terms of assets we've been thinking about.
I still I really rate the Morpay pickup if he's available in your leagues and you've got that swinging forward position because I think he's gone back-to-back goals for the last 2 game weeks that they did play. And we know how consistent he can be.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but let's talk about Wolves.
Yeah, definitely. What the hell was Jimenez doing?
I don't know. It was probably
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
strangest red cards I've ever seen.
Yeah. I think the first yellow was a little bit soft,
Yeah.
but to do that straight after and stand right in front of the free kick.
It's that Mexican blood, you know.
It's
It's fire.
Fire.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know. That was so stupid. And they were holding City out at that point. And
They were.
You know, having that extra man, the fact that City got one goal eventually, I don't know. They might
From
have
a
got
pen
they
as
might have got a
well.
point out of that game,
They really could have.
which is really disappointing. But I think overall, again, their defense is so strong. The fact that they kept City to 1-0, they kept Liverpool down as well. They're looking really good defensively. I've jumped on a Wolves defender for the next few runs of fixtures. It
Who's
kind of
that?
goes up and down a bit. Aitanori.
Dude, he looked really good.
Yeah,
he has been looking
playing
good
like
as
the
well.
wing-back role. I had him before this poor run of fixtures, and I dropped him because I just didn't want to play him against like Liverpool
Mate,
and
it
City.
seems like you've had everyone.
Mate.
You've done a lot of transfers this year.
I've done so many transfers.
I'd love to
crazy.
get a number on that. Maybe if you can have a look at it while we're chatting.
Okay,
Because I think I've done about 30 or something, maybe
Ooh.
20.
I've done 47,
That's a lot. We're only up to game week 17.
mate. You got to work those numbers, baby.
I know.
Work 'em.
And we actually, when we did that stat episode at the end of last season, we saw that I had actually made the most transfers in the league.
Yep,
And I won the league.
you did.
So it just shows that you've just got to, get points,
Gotta
move
hustle,
on.
baby.
Yeah.
You got to hustle.
I know. I'm actually, now that you've said that, I've got to think about this trade that you've been doing. I got it on the back burner. So, yeah, besides from that, Wolves, what's their fixtures run like?
So
After
obviously
the
Brighton,
next
I
two.
like them for. Then they got Chelsea, which is like Chelsea have been scoring, but they're not mental. So I think they will actually find it tough against Wolves. Then they've got Watford, then Arsenal, United. Like I think with Wolves' defense, I'm not actually that scared with those fixtures because United, still figuring it out. They only got one goal against Norwich. Arsenal have been fairly good, and then it goes Southampton, Brentford.
That's decent.
I just think for how strong they've been, I think they could get surprise clean sheets.
Yep. All right. Well, let's predict this one, hoping that the Brighton, they'll play because it was the Tottenham camp that had
My
the
only
COVID.
worry is they've got Jimenez missing, so I don't know if it's just going to be Hwang up front. I saw Potence getting some minutes this game again too, but they're not scoring a lot of goals, so
Yeah.
I'm leaning maybe draw.
I'm liking a draw.
Okay,
Yep.
let's do it.
This is just going to be unanimous, eh?
Yeah, it has to be.
We're too nice to each other.
Whoever starts the guess has to be very convincing with their tone. So next fixture we got Burnley versus Watford. So Burnley are also versing Villa. Watford are also versing Palace. So let's talk Burnley. So they drew 0-0 with West Ham. Really good draw for them.
Really good.
Going into another game with a fairly, I think, similar team with like a bit of attacking threat and good, strong defense in Villa. So we'll see if they can back it up 2 weeks in a row. But anything from Burnley that you liked this game?
I thought Pope actually showed the likes of what he was doing last season.
Yep.
Remember, him and Martinez were just the keepers to have.
Yep.
Well, of the lower tier keepers instead of Allison and Edison and stuff. So, yeah.
Even Ali being a shit season for Liverpool, he wasn't very valuable last year.
No, he wasn't, was he?
But outside of the big names,
the big hitters.
Brazilian boys.
Yeah, I thought, Ben Mee had a good game. Lowton had a good game, I
Yep.
thought.
Lowton with some bonus.
And to keep West Ham, out is a good effort.
Yeah.
Anyone. So,
Yeah.
besides from that, attacking wise, I think Cornet is out at the moment.
Yep, still injured.
Wood got a run, didn't get a goal.
Yeah. Not amazing from them attacking wise.
Yeah, so it's just get on that clean sheet run.
Would you still be holding Cornet if you had him in your team?
Probably not. He's not someone that I would want to just hold because I feel like maybe I could just pick him up
You
later.
think the run could be done as well, maybe?
Yeah.
It's hard to know with that flash in the pan type
It is.
player.
It is.
But I think if you're a really deep league, you'd be holding him just because there might not be a lot of other options out there. But in our league, he's definitely been dropped.
Yeah, I
which
think
is a 7-man
8
league.
man. Yeah, 8 man and below. You just got to get rid of. You got to move on.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Let's talk about Watford.
Yeah,
So lost 2-1 to Brentford.
tough game for Watford. I mean,
Yeah.
going up 1-0 against obviously a team at the bottom of the table, or like,
Should have been beating.
yeah.
Yeah.
And with their form, I would have thought that they would have tried to see it out a little bit better than they did. But Dennis, again, I mean, he's just got to be one of the top strikers.
We gave him a lot of love last week, which was well deserved, but he's the man of the hour.
Yeah, and I think his partnership with King has just really gotten like really, really good. Like King's had 2 great chances, one off the post.
Yeah. Just not quite that clinical edge that we saw in that crazy hat-trick he scored.
Yeah, but I think that he's got another one in him.
They're the 2 players you're really wanting.
Yeah, because
With Sarr injured, they're the 2 players you're wanting.
when King was at Bournemouth, like he was just a pickup. Like he was just in your team the whole year if you had him when he was fit.
Yeah, 100%. And yet Dennis, absolute beast, topping the charts for forwards on 84 total points. Vardy on 77 the next.
So when's Sarr back? Because that's an
I think he
interesting
still has
thing.
unknown.
Yeah.
I haven't looked in deeper, but he's definitely still unknown. Let me.
And then
just
he's
see if
supposed to
I've
be
got
going to the
more.
African Cup of Nations, but I've heard that he might miss out because he obviously
miss.
doesn't have form, and he might still be injured. So
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think that's likely to happen now, but I think they're your 2 main players that you're wanting as they kind of go forward. Their fixtures are okay.
yeah, what are they?
So they got Palace, Wolves, West Ham, Tottenham, Newcastle.
Not too bad.
They're not horrible for your like attacking assets. Like Wolves might be tough for them.
Mate,
West Ham.
when you're playing against Palace, though, you got Conor Gallagher coming against you,
Yeah.
mate. Jeez.
But Dennis has proved he can score against a lot of teams. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be scared if I've got those assets.
Yeah, I like
for
them.
the next little bit. Okay, what are we predicting here for Burnley Watford?
I actually like Watford.
Me too.
I feel like they've been playing away really well.
I don't think Burnley have many goals in them, even though Watford are weak. But I think Watford can score more goals. They might outscore them. It might be like a cheeky, like a crazy
Like a
3-2 or
3-2.
something.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put that in the multi.
Well, let's do that. All right, whilst you're doing that, let's move on next game. So we've got Palace versus Southampton. So Palace are also versing Watford, as we just spoke about. Southampton versing Brentford, so teams we've kind of covered already, but we'll dive on the other side now. Palace, they won 3-1 against Everton.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Southampton won or lost 3-0 to Arsenal. So let's talk about Palace.
Gallagher.
Hells yeah.
Dude, I told you. Remember we were having the
Yeah.
discussion?
Yeah.
When you were picking up?
Yeah.
Who was it? It was Gallagher and Decore.
Yeah, so in my work budget league, unfortunately they all play budget. I was going to drop Gallagher and I didn't. Thank God, because that was a banger.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, that goal.
But the whole build up to that goal though was fucking hilarious.
yeah.
Like, let's talk about it now instead of when we get to Everton.
Yeah.
Like Seamus Coleman taking a free kick in his own like corner really quickly, obviously impatient that they're losing 2-1. Scuffs it basically through someone's legs, ends up at Gallagher at the end of the box, works some space and curls it like a pooch.
And that celebration.
Bends it like Bex.
Oh, straight up.
Oh, he'd be proud.
You know, I rewatched that movie lately.
Oh, yeah?
It actually
hold up?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Like in a really good way. I had so much fun.
Okay.
It's like if you haven't watched it for
I
like
was worried
10
it would
years.
be one that wouldn't.
No, it's great.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, it was fun as.
Yeah.
But besides from that, AU, he was in there again.
He was. He had a few moments early on and I was like, oh, classic AU. Shows promise, doesn't come through with anything. He just teases you.
And that
Likes to
Benteke.
like flirt with you a little bit, get you a little bit like, oh, someone's moving downstairs. But
And who's their other new striker as well?
oh, Edouard.
Edouard. So that Edouard, AU, Benteke just seems like, I mean, Edouard's kind of out of the mix at the moment, but that's the rotation.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that I wanted to put it out to you.
Yeah.
Eze is back.
Ooh. Okay.
So he's come on a couple of times towards the end of games.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got full match fitness yet, but this could be something for our listeners to jump on. You know, I like a Miles Stradamus moment, and I'm actually calling it.
Okay.
So he's gonna start playing because that side, where kind of AU hovers around, That's as a spot.
He's definitely being eased back in. Like game week 13, he had 30 minutes. Then game week 15, 6.
Yeah.
None this game, but he's flirting.
But he's been playing a couple of under 21 games. I've been looking him up, and we know that he's got it in him. He's got free kicks. He's got creativity. He's got goals. And he's going to be coming into I'd say, a slightly rampant Palace. Like, Palace haven't had an attacking team like this.
No, this result really surprised me. I thought they'd petered out a little bit. But this run of fixtures is nice. Southampton, Watford, Spurs, Norwich.
So that's just a little teaser. I don't know if you guys have space as your fifth mid, but it's something to look at.
Yep. Maybe just see what he gets in this game week 17 that we're missing out on now by recording. Let's see if he gets some more minutes.
If he gets half an hour, he might start coming up.
The game week after. I like that shout. Let's talk about Southampton.
Yeah, so I don't actually have too much to say about Southampton, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They just haven't done it for me.
Except they've got a familiar keeper in goal.
Yeah.
Caballero.
Oh, Caballero, that's right.
So emergency loan. McCarthy somehow didn't tell Hasenhüttl his injury or something. So he played through it and now he's out for a while. So they've brought an emergency loan for 3 months.
Right.
And Caballero,
are they allowed to do that?
I think so. It must be some rule of when you don't have enough registered players, maybe you can bring in a free agent.
Right.
So I don't know how they've gotten that through, but I don't know. Maybe you can send him away because he had a shocker. He could not command his box at all. He was all over the shop. So I think Southampton are even more vulnerable now. So if you've got a fixture against Southampton, that's a prime.
Jump on them. The new Norwich.
Yeah.
Because Norwich have been better.
Well, Watford, Newcastle, are also kind of a new Norwich too. So we always see that. There's a certain team and then they start getting better and then another team just fills that void.
That's it.
So I think Southampton look vulnerable. I'm not liking really any picks. We know Broha has been shouted out a little bit. He's probably the only player I'd be stoked to be having right now.
I think I did see a little exclamation mark on him. I think he's got some sort of a niggle.
Little niggle.
I think. You'd have to just double check on that. But yeah, look, I'm liking Palace in this game. I think Palace are going to actually kind of finish well into the top 10 this year.
Yeah, nice. He definitely has a niggle. I've got it here, 50%.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
So they've got Brentford the week after for 18. So that's not a bad fixture. So if he's just out for one game, I'd still be happy having him for that fixture.
What do you think about my prediction? Do you like Palace or you think draw?
I like Palace, yeah. I think Southampton look very weak right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Arsenal versus West Ham. So Arsenal also versing Leeds, and then West Ham are also versing Norwich. So we just spoke about Arsenal spanking Southampton 3-0.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them.
Let's talk about them because I think I need to make a decision at the end of this as well.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about Arsenal first, and then we'll get into the trade.
Leicester review,
Let's get to Leicester. Let's get to Leicester because that's part of the trade.
He wants more time, people. He wants more time on this trade. All right. 3 goals.
3 goals for Arsenal and a clean sheet.
Odegaard, another goal.
Another one.
Weird goal.
Was weird.
How the ball came in from Tierney.
But he's in the positions.
I don't know how he's jumping that high, but he got up there and scored a nice header. Laka, oh my God. Sorry, I shouldn't have passed over this one so quickly. Team goal, working out from the back.
God.
Nearly one touch the whole way.
It was insane.
That was spicy.
It's such a typical old Arsenal goal.
100%.
It's like, the poor man's Barcelona.
Yeah, it's like a counter, but with tiki-taka almost.
Yep.
Really quick. That was so nice. So Laka back in. Apparently there's some trouble going on with Aubameyang.
Yeah, I
they
saw
said
a few
he could go
headlines.
to France or something to get his mum and come back, or I don't know, and he didn't show up. So I don't know what's going on there.
He disappeared last year for a bit as well.
Bit of disciplinary issues there. So Laka might be interesting. I know we've kind of talked about him a little bit. I think he'll hold that position after this game. But yeah, strong assets all round, to be honest, sparking some interest. For me in particular, Martinelli.
Yeah.
I've jumped on him for this game week coming up.
Yeah.
Spoke about him last week, showing a little bit of promise with a goal and assist. He's holding that position. He's getting the starts.
And with Aubameyang gone.
Yeah, and he's taking the corners. He took a corner here, got the assist for Gabriel's goal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think it's like a banger pickup. He's not going to be getting maybe goals and bonus, or he might just get a sneaky goal, sixes and whatever. But, if you've got an asset pulling in more than 2 points,
that's what you want.
I like it. And I think, Odegaard's obviously a strong asset. Their defense are looking really good.
Yeah, Tierney looks so good.
Yeah.
And you know that he's got those double-digit hauls in him. I'm not just saying the last 2 weeks that he's played.
Yeah.
But even last year, he's so creative. He kind of just reminds me of that really typical strong wing-back kind of system that Chelsea plays, but he's just that solo one over there. So if he's available, I don't think he will be because we're kind of past this waiver.
Seeing 2 weeks of 12 in a row.
Yeah.
But I think you'd be trying to swoop in on anyone because their next fixtures after West Ham this game. So we're looking Leeds, Norwich back to back. That's really strong. So you're coming at a good time listening today because you're going to jump on as soon as this game week opens, get them in your transfers, let it open up, jump on before anyone else does. Maybe look at a trade if you can. Just defenders look strong just for those fixtures or any of those attacking assets we spoke about. But a lot of assets at Arsenal that are interesting, Laka, Saka, Martinelli. I couldn't think of another rhyme. Xhaka. No, not Xhaka. Anyone but Xhaka.
All right, let's talk about West Ham.
Okay, so 0-0 against Burnley. Bit disappointing.
For them, it was, yeah.
Yeah. Few, moments for a few different players.
And this is what I wanted to talk about with the interesting lineup. So obviously Lanzini's been getting some more minutes and Benrahma has not been having the form that he started the season with. So I thought that maybe, he was going to be a bit edged out, but they played together for the first time. I thought Benrahma had a better game than he has been having in the last month or so.
Lanzini showed like a little bit of lack of form with the long range strike that went flying over, and
he forgot what game he was playing.
But still is in there.
But they're all still involved, and I just think that West Ham assets, you can pretty much have like 2 or 3 in your team and be happy.
I think so, especially with this run of fixtures. They've got a similar nice run after this slightly tougher one against Arsenal. Norwich, Southampton, Watford, Palace, Leeds.
That's amazing.
That's a really nice run.
And I know this is a tough fixture for them, but we've seen this whole year that they've just shown up against the big teams.
Yeah.
So I'm actually predicting this game to be like a lot of goals.
Okay.
I think that we'll see like a 3-2, 3-3, something like that.
Spicy.
Yeah, I don't know which way.
We don't know which way yet.
Probably a draw, but
yeah,
we'll see. Actually, let's just get a prediction and move on because it's just all your regular assets.
I just want to throw out one new one though.
Yeah.
Masuaku.
Yeah, talk to me.
So he looked good last season. I remember having a little flirt with him last year. Little cheeky flirt. He's come back into the team with the injury for Cresswell. He got weird goal against Chelsea last week. And then this week he got a clean sheet with some bones. He might hold his position.
Yeah.
Might be someone that isn't owned.
Yeah.
And for that run of Norwich, Southampton, Watford.
So I think that's because Johnson's out.
Was Johnson's position? I thought he was on the left.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I might be.
Because he was on the left when he scored that goal.
Right, actually,
So I think it's because Cressy's out.
Cressy, that's right, yeah.
But Cressy's 75%, so I don't know how bad that is. But with the form, you might keep him out.
Maybe.
And they're quite light on defenders, like Abonga, Johnson, Zuma, all injured. So
that's a good shout.
Not a lot of rotation there, but I think West Ham defensive assets, thinking, jumping on it soon.
Before the next month, yeah.
Because, they got a good run.
Okay, well, I like a draw in this game.
I'll go draw with you.
Yeah, I think
I'm happy with that.
It could be interesting.
To be honest, hard to pick.
Yeah.
I think they're both strong. Alrighty, let's move on. We've got Leicester versus Tottenham. So Leicester also versing Everton and Tottenham are also versing Liverpool.
Yeah, there's a few interesting fixtures in this little bunch.
Yeah, so we can only talk about Leicester right now because Tottenham didn't play last week. Leicester spanking Newcastle 4-0.
And they kept a clean sheet.
Hells yeah.
Wow. So Tielemans, he started with a pen and then got basically a tap in, but he still hit the top bins with it. Really, really well worked. Maddison was in there with a double assist and a goal. Barnes got an assist and Daka got goal and assist. So Vardy was rested?
Benched, yeah.
Yeah.
No injury flagged.
Yep.
So think it's just a rest with rotation.
That's fair call.
But Daka's looking good.
Maybe he just ran out of Red Bulls.
Maybe he did. He's
know?
waiting for a shipment to come
Yeah.
in. COVID delayed.
COVID delays. Yeah.
'Cause we got him.
Yeah, so I think as we were talking about, like they still have been scoring goals.
Yeah.
They have kept a clean sheet.
Yeah.
It was against Newcastle.
It's their first clean sheet since game week 1.
Yeah, so we won't get too into their defense, but I think that there's so many good attacking credentials out there.
Yeah.
Tielemans is back. Is that his first game back?
First game back.
And he just
I'm
bangs
surprised
up.
he played 90,
Yeah.
to be honest. I don't know if he's been playing...
What was the injury, though?
I can't remember, to be honest,
Yeah.
but he did miss 4 games.
Yeah.
So he's been out for a little while. So I'm surprised he came back for a full 90.
Me too.
But he looked like he hadn't left.
No.
Maddison is in the most insane form. I don't understand it. He literally was so cold early
Yeah.
on and has just come firing in the last 4 game weeks. It's been ridiculous. The point hauls are insane. He's 40 plus points.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know how you probably wouldn't be able to trade him.
No.
At the moment, I doubt you have to be giving a lot to get him. But I don't know if you're a bit of a wild person and you're trying to get Salah or Ronnie or someone if someone threw Maddison at me for Ronnie plus someone else, I'd be interested just because of Maddison's form.
Yeah, it
And
would
how
be
good he
very,
looks.
Yeah.
So I think, it depends how desperate you are to look at other options, but you could use that to leverage a big name trade potentially. One other thing I just want to call out, I've just noticed here that Pereira doesn't have an injury flag anymore.
Interesting.
On the site. So I don't know how close he is to being back, people.
And we know that
I've
he
only
can
just
get those
noticed this coming off him. So
double-digit haul king, that guy.
yeah, he didn't really have a great season last year from memory.
It was okay.
It was the season before that he was a killer.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit flexible last year, but it was still okay.
They might need a bit of
Working into the team. Yeah. What are their fixtures?
So fixtures are a little bit tricky for the next little while, but from Jan it gets a bit better. So Spurs, Everton, City, Liverpool.
Is that better?
Then after it's Norwich, Burnley.
Oh, right.
So that's the shit run, and then it gets nicer in the new year. And then they go Liverpool again very quickly in Feb.
Wow.
So their fixtures are a bit up and down, but we know they score goals.
Yeah.
So that's where it's interesting for us.
Yeah, they just play most of the time. They don't just sit back. They just want to play football.
Yeah. So I think they're looking really strong. All right, let's talk Tottenham. We haven't seen them play for a little bit. COVID is rampaging through their team. Hope to God they don't give any Liverpool players COVID in the game after this Leicester game, if it happens, hopefully. We don't like seeing football getting delayed. We know we like double game weeks, but we don't like to lose football.
No.
So Tottenham's going to be tough for them. Leicester are looking strong attacking-wise. They've had some more rest, but they've not got any form by having a week off.
That's it.
So it'd be interesting. I don't think we're looking to change too much for Tottenham in the next game against Liverpool. Is the main pickup for you guys listening. Obviously, that's going to be a toughie to pick up from there. I'm just pulling up their fixtures after that.
Yeah, Davies and Sanchez, they look good in defence, and that front three just looks really potent. With Lucas Moura, Son, Kane. They're just
boy.
They're. I wouldn't be dropping. It's just that's a hold all season for me.
Yeah, and after Liverpool, they got Palace, Southampton, Watford. So it's a nice little 3 games.
That's interesting. Yeah.
From 27th of December through to start of Jan.
And then they'll have to play that Brighton game in there as well somewhere.
Yeah, whenever they schedule that. So, I don't think we're making too crazy moves right now.
No.
So, Leicester, Tottenham. What's your prediction, mate?
It's a toughie for me just because we don't know about Tottenham. Are we thinking a draw?
I'm just worried that
Or Leicester's just
Leicester are threatening, but like it was against Newcastle. And it'll just be one of those ones because it's a 2-day turnaround or whatever.
That's why I just don't want to get too overexcited.
Buy them.
Yeah.
I'll go draw with you. Let's
draw.
up our multi. We want the monies. We don't want to lean towards one
Definitely
team or
want the
another.
money.
Okay, so let's go the next game. we have Chelsea versus Everton.
Yeah.
So Chelsea also play Wolves and Everton also play Leicester, as we spoke about. Well, quickly just before Leicester, obviously Everton as another fixture for them in the next game week, really strong for defensive, for attacking assets. So little quick rewind there. So Chelsea scraped through.
They did.
With some pens to win 3-2 against Leeds.
Yeah, we did. And I personally, that last pen, it's pretty soft for me.
Yeah.
It's really soft.
Rudy rolling around a little bit.
Yeah, he milked it.
Yeah. The first pen was stupid.
Yeah.
That was so dumb. That challenge by Rafinha.
Yeah.
Like scissoring him.
It was crazy.
But what's Rudy doing so far forward?
I don't know.
Was it from a corner? He was just up there?
Yeah, no, he was just still up there.
Still up there?
Yeah. He just hangs about.
Hey,
Did you see his celebration after the second pen?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God, he's so cute.
Yeah.
Like he's just jumping around like a jack in the box, man. He's just up there. And it was, you got to watch it. I'll show you after
there was
pod.
kickoffs at the final whistle, wasn't there?
Yeah.
There's some heated. Rudy was getting in there.
It got really, really heated.
Really heated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really.
Crazy.
Jorginho owners, they'll be happy if they, held on to him.
They'll be very happy right now. That is a huge haul. Very annoyed at the guy in our league still holding on to him. Mm-hmm. But he's pulling in a couple of goals now. So obviously, I think all of them have been pens from memory.
They're all pens, basically. I know he got an assist as well earlier in the season. But it's
4 goals in the last 7 game weeks.
Kante's out.
Not too bad for a defensive
It's amazing.
FPL asset.
Kova's out. Kante's out, so he's going to be playing because we need him in the midfield.
Yeah.
And I think Loftus-Cheek also has a little bit of a niggle.
Yeah.
Like the injuries are stacking up for Chelsea.
They're getting rough, man.
It's not looking great for them. So
would you be looking at any assets to bring in for rotation? Like I saw, for example, Ziyech didn't get any minutes this game. Would you be...
Well, so that's an interesting point because Werner's back.
Yep.
Lukaku's obviously back. And... Havertz is still there. So that's that kind of position. Then obviously Mount plays. So that's why I dropped Ziyech because after Werner gets back, and Werner's been playing really well. Like him in the Champions League, I thought he had probably one of the best performances for him in the blue shirt. So, Ziyech, I mean, you could kind of punt that he'll come on and, for half an hour. And I'm not sure exactly what's happening with Pulisic. I know there's been a bit of transfer talks for him at the moment as well. I think even Barca were having a look at him.
Just to a desk job, for injuries.
Maybe.
It's safer for him.
He just comes back, scores a goal, and then gets injured again. That's just what happens.
But Mount doing it again, mate.
It was a great finish. Yeah. Because that's hard.
I thought the keeping was a bit shit. I don't know where Melia was.
But it's so quick.
Yeah.
Like it's if you hit that right, if you hit the target, you just score from that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like that one hit. It's a tough thing to say.
It is, that's true. So you got Everton, which I think is favourable for you guys based on how they perform. So we'll talk about them. Wolves will be a bit tricky.
That will be a bit tricky, but I do expect Chelsea to kind of show up for this Christmas period.
And then you got Villa, Brighton, Liverpool in the new year. Then it's a bit of a break until the 15th of Jan. So that's a pretty tough run between now and the 3rd of Jan.
It's tough.
Like some solid mid-table teams there like Wolves, Villa, Brighton we know can be good.
And then that showdown on the 2nd of January.
Can't wait, mate.
That's going to be a big game. And it's going to be interesting. For sure. It's going to be interesting to see if Mane and Salah are there for that because they're due to fly out the next day.
Yeah.
But they might be moving the competition forward. So there's a lot of talks between Liverpool and AFCON at the moment.
We'll smash it anyway, mate.
It's very... I'm worried if they're there, but if you're not, I'm worried for you.
Oh, mate. We're all right. We got Jota. Diego. Before we move on, I've made a slip.
What?
We've gone past the Leicester game.
I know.
I
was hoping you'd forget about it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to update you on this trade. We've been teasing this whole episode now.
Do it.
So, Marley G has Edison and Ramsdale in goal.
That's it.
I have shit keepers. I have Sanchez and Buckman.
Mm-hmm.
But Myles G is struggling in mids at the moment. So he said to me he wants to play Edison pretty much every week. But he's holding on to a nice little goalkeeper asset. So see if we can help each other out.
Yeah.
This waiver wire, I had Barnes already. None of our league did any pickups, which was crazy. So I somehow got first pick and picked up Tielemans because I thought he looked a good asset to leverage maybe. So now I have Barnes and Tielemans in my team. Don't really want to hold both of them. And I'm letting you decide if you'd like to take one of them for
Ramsdale.
And we're just going to throw a shit player back.
Yeah.
Even out.
So I'll get Buckman and I'll give you
whoever you want.
I'll give you Mahrez. And I'm going to take... dead air. We hate dead air on this show.
I feel like we need like a...
Who would you take?
Top.
Like if you were me, honestly, like who would you take?
It is tough. That's why I kind of put it to you to take both. Like you could have a choice because I felt like I've only got Ramsdale from this deal and then you have to just choose. So I thought that was a nice option for you. Obviously, Tielemans has come back. He's taken pen. That's because Vardy's not on. So that has a little bit of a issue, but he has been quite creative this season.
He has.
We know Barnes has been fairly poor up until recently. He's looking a little bit better. So we know Tielemans has got that longer term presence, but he's a bit more deeper, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas Barnes has had the poor form, but he's in a better
He's worked
position.
back in there, yeah.
To be honest, I feel like they're very even, personally.
I'll go Barnes.
Okay.
Deal.
Done deal.
Shaking hands?
Shaking hands.
All right. We'll put that in after.
Alrighty.
Well, let's talk about Everton. What the fuck was Gray doing?
Oh my. Okay, that is... Do you know what just pisses me off about that? It's not even the pass, because he just underhits it. It's the fact that he just stands there and watches it go back to his player. Can't even register that his player's in trouble. And as soon as the other opposition wins the ball, AU picks up the ball, he doesn't even make a move to come back and help.
Yeah. And even the defense on Gallagher.
Yeah.
Like Gallagher's there with his arms up for like, it seems like an eternity. Just asking for it to be put on a plate for him.
Rafa will fucking rinse Gray for that. Because we know how Rafa likes being defensive. He is going to be so annoyed. And then Gray just puts his hand up and apologizes.
Talking about Rafa, have you heard about the goss about Ole?
What, going to Everton?
Yeah.
No way.
I swear I've been reading it today.
No way.
It's very interesting.
Daily Mail?
No, I think it was a little bit more like...
A bit more established?
Yeah, maybe Daily Star or something. But yeah, that will be interesting to see. Not that Ole's been amazing, so... But, you know...
I don't know. They're struggling. Like, we did talk about they're starting to maybe get their feel back. They didn't look as great this game, but we know they've got some okay fixtures coming. So,
and they've got some players coming back.
We're still holding out.
DCL should be back on Boxing Day at the moment.
Richarlison went off injured.
Hopefully
that's not too long.
And Decore with another assist.
Yeah.
Say it once, I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Top 5 box-to-box midfielder on the planet.
On the planet.
Now it's on the planet.
Motherfucking planet.
I just love the guy. I think he's a great footballer.
I can't wait till we hit Galaxy.
Soon. Hopefully not against this game. Well, let's just get a prediction and move on to the last fixture.
Okay. Chelsea.
Sweet.
Yeah. So, last fixture, as we round out this pod, Liverpool versus Newcastle. Woo, boy. Getting excited.
This could be like 10-0.
Yeah. Liverpool are also versing Tottenham. Newcastle are also versing City. Bad week to be a Newcastle fan. So, Liverpool, we know, beat Villa 1-0 less, and Newcastle lost 4-0 to Leicester. So, Liverpool struggled a little bit. As we spoke about, Villa's defence was really strong this game. And it took a pen to get there. But what a pen that was.
Yeah, he loves a good pen.
Eat your fucking heart out, Jorginho.
Yeah, he just bangs it in.
Yeah. Bottom corner, off the post. Martinez even went the right way, couldn't save it.
Him and Vardy are my favourite pen takers to watch.
Just like coming with pure power.
Yeah, just like a steam train.
Yeah.
But you know what was really interesting? I know like he's not available, but Trent, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't get any attacking returns besides a clean sheet, but he gets all 3 bonus points.
Yeah,
like
crazy.
that's how involved he is.
Crazy.
He doesn't even need to get an assist because he's just in every single play.
It's crazy when you look at the fantasy points this year. He's second highest scorer now.
Yeah.
Trent. Salah steaming ahead at 160. Trent on 108. This is
Unreal.
insane. I don't think we've ever seen this big of a gap
Yeah.
in fantasy.
Yeah. I mean, especially from because usually there's 2 mids up there.
Yeah.
Or a mid
It's
and a
normally
striker.
Bruno. Because Bruno is normally in like crazy numbers.
Bruno got rinsed because of
Son's
that Ronnie.
been quiet. Kane's been quiet. Cancelo's the 3rd highest on 91.
Yeah.
This is a weird year, man.
It's
a weird
very
year.
weird. I'm so glad there's no captains in draft.
Oh, thank God.
Otherwise, we'd be dead.
Thank God. We used to play that in early draft days.
Yeah, we did.
And that was brutal.
Yeah. Not even early. It was only 2 years ago that we switched.
Oh, really?
To no
We swapped.
captains.
That's because we went full website,
We
hey, from
went
our
full
little
website.
hack.
Yeah, from the spreadsheets.
Like classy ghetto.
Yeah, ghetto classy.
Ghetto classy.
You got to have the ghetto first.
Ghetto first.
You got to end with classy.
Okay, we were definitely more ghetto than classy, so we're just trying to tidy ourselves. We showered. That's what was the classy part.
So all the same assets with Liverpool. We don't need to talk about too much besides from possibly Jota.
Yeah.
So I just want to put it out there. African Cup of Nations is coming up. I know that Jota's not included, but Origi.
Yeah.
So Salah and Mane are going to go.
Yep.
Origi's going to get some minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Could be an opportunity, maybe say around Boxing Day, if you've
Yep.
got the spare slot to bring in Origi.
Yeah.
Because he's going to play.
I would also be looking at Minamino too.
Yeah, Minamino, yeah.
potentially. Ox played up front this game.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do an amazing job, but I think there'll be a lot of rotation there. So definitely keep your eye out. I think that's a really good shout because they're definitely going to miss, I think, about 2 games potentially is the max, worst case scenario. But I'd also be looking at maybe where there's other rotation in play, like Tsimikas coming in for Robbo to have a little rest over this crazy period.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it might happen this game against Newcastle because it's a shit game.
Yeah, it seems
I have a
right up
feeling
his alley.
Robbo's going to be sub, so a little bit late now for people listening.
Probably just,
But
too late.
I
for
think
people.
if he doesn't get rested, maybe think about it for the game after.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's a lot of games back to back for Robbo. Just for a cheeky punt in a team that is quite good at attacking.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about Newcastle. I don't think there's much to talk about,
Mate,
especially the next 2 fixtures.
They're the new whipping boys, aren't they?
They really are.
They're really struggling. Even the likes of St. Maximin can't wiggle his way
Through anything
to make some moves. They've definitely got to start signing people. I think for them, they're the ones I'd be looking at just to wait till Jan, see what happens on the transfer rumour mill.
So everyone, we play draft. I hope most of the people that listen to this pod play draft. I'm throwing out a double Milestradamus moment in this pod.
Let's hear it.
So they've got to start signing people.
Yep.
And I've been hearing things about Lingard.
Okay.
You know what happened last year when Lingard went halfway through this season to West Ham? He's roaring to play.
That'd be a great signing for them.
It would be really good.
Yep.
And they're going to spend money.
Yeah.
They have to.
Yeah.
They need to stay up. So I'm thinking just before the window opens, the last transfer, picking up Lingard as just a punt.
Well, there's also talk of him just trying to go regardless.
Yeah.
So if a Prem team comes in for him,
Yeah. And he's from London, so I know that his preference is to go somewhere in London.
yeah.
But, he does want to play football. He's come out and said. So Newcastle have the money. He wants to get paid.
He might just go for a loan,
Maybe.
and then see what happens if they don't get relegated.
Yeah. Because he's out of contract at the end of this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
He might just do that then. But I think that's a good shout. And I think I'd be wanting to see if they sign anyone interesting that could shore them up. But look, there's not a lot of assets out there outside of Wilson maybe that I'd be happy to have in my team.
Yeah. Even still.
Yeah.
Not for these 2 fixtures. So let's get a prediction. I'm just already writing Liverpool. You don't need to say it.
Yeah, 100% Liverpool. Tough few weeks for Newcastle, but yeah, that wraps us up for the games. Looking back at game week 16, giving you a little bit of a teaser of what we're liking for this game week coming up 17, but mostly also 18 and onwards. Hope you've enjoyed and gotten this far.
For sure. And hit us up on socials. I've had a few people shout out to me since we deconstructed Gaby Baby's team.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they loved it. And it was a little bit me slow on getting back to someone for this week. But
so you got a fresh one for next week for us?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get that one. But if anyone else wants us to deconstruct and reconstruct their team, hit us up and I'll give you the instructions of what you need to provide us. And we'll bring it up on the pod.
Let's do it. Love it. Well, mate, this is our first pod together.
Yeah.
Just alone,
Cheers,
the two of us. We'll have hopefully a special guest there next week.
Yeah.
And we'll bring in a couple other guests along the holiday period with Whitey away.
That's it.